Hello and welcome to this video. Now I have already technically started this video, but I was going to do it like as one whole one, but then I decided like, you know what, we're just gonna make this a weekly vlog. So pretty much the premise, I was at a certain amount of books and I was like, oh, once I get to this amount, I'm gonna actually buy myself some books. And then my boyfriend was like, no. I'm like, here's what we're gonna do. You read this whole shelf of books and I'll buy you some. And usually when he buys me some, it's usually about like 3 or 4. So I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, you drive a hard bargain. Because then I usually buy myself like 1 or 2 anyway. So it kind of works out. So I did film 2 clips, which I'm going to add here in a second. But here's the shelf that we are going to be reading off of. So this first shelf is what we're going to be doing. With that, I have already read one book, which I'm gonna insert those 2 clips right here first, and then we're gonna get into this video. Hello and welcome to a new video. So I was joking with my boyfriend that I am now at 12 books for the year, and at 20 books I was gonna buy myself a new book. Well, he counteracted and said, how many books of those are physically yours? Well, not all of them, because I've been reading a lot of library books. So over here is a certain bookshelf, and I have it like this because these are all the ones I haven't read. So his thing was, now I have to read this whole shelf and then he will take me to the bookstore. Once I read that whole shelf, then he will either take me to the bookstore or buy some books off Amazon for me. So I thought, okay, that'd be a good idea to make a video of. So I'm just going to grab the very first one. And that one is The 2 Lives of Lydia Bird. So there's a bookmark in here. So I've already read the first. Actually, no, I have not read anything. I just put a bookmark in here. Okay, so I don't know what this is. So we're going to start with this book and see where it takes us. Okay, so update on this book. I am loving it so far. I don't know what has taken me so long to read this. I do know this is one of those books that I got, I think, at Half Price Books one day whenever I just picked up a couple of random ones. These aren't chapters, but I'm on page 42, and I think there's like almost 400 pages, which is actually not that bad. I knew kind of the concept of it just because of the back. So this girl is living pretty much like the title says, 2 lives, but I didn't realize how the 2 lives were going to be portrayed in this book, but I'm liking how it is. This kind of reminds me of Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid, as like the concept of losing a loved one and just going through the motions afterwards. So I really loved this book. So I really did love this book. So this one's kind of giving me the same vibes, but just, you know, different. I think that's one of the reasons why I am enjoying this one. So this is the first book off of my shelf, and we have a lot of books to go. So I'm glad that this is kind of a fast-paced and kind of an easy read, because I know some of these books aren't going to be, but I feel like a lot of the books that I have on this shelf are more easier reads. I know when we get towards more of the end of the line, it gets more like dystopian, which there are some books on here that I've already read, but I want to reread them, or I need to reread the first 2 because I need to read the 3rd book, which I've never read. So good start to this video so far. With this shelf, I just finished, which is going to be my March wrap up. This was my last book of March, which is The 2 Lives of Lydia Bird. I think I bought this at Half Price Books, which a lot of my books is where I get them from. If you're not from, I think this is only a Texas thing, where it's like discount books. I'm pretty sure there's other places somewhere that's just different names, but that's our discount store. So I think I randomly just bought this because I thought it sounded cool. It took me a little bit longer than I wanted to read it, because I cannot remember when we started doing this. I think it was like the beginning of February or end of January. So I did have some other books on the shelf, but I did rearrange them a little bit just because it's not that I didn't want to read them, it's just I needed to read other things first. So I finished this one, so we have one book down. So I finished that one, so we have one book down. I have 2 books that aren't on the shelf, which I'm gonna grab. So technically this shelf is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Which, so there's technically 17 books on this. Technically there's 17 books on this shelf. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you all of them. Let me just grab the ones that I'm on right now. So this book that I'm on now is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. I enjoy her books. I think I've only read one of her books so far, but I really enjoyed it. I only picked this one because it was next, but when I was at the library yesterday killing time before I needed to go get groceries, I saw they had the audiobook in CD form, and I don't know what it is. I just love CD form audiobooks from the library. It just, I don't know. I like having, I used to be like this all the time. I would have a book, you know, an audiobook on my phone, and then I would have an audiobook in the car, so I saw that they had Where the Crawdads Sing, which I started reading a while ago. I think whenever the movie was about to come out, I started it, but I only stopped at chapter 11, which I've listened to today, and I'm now on chapter 13. So I think I'm going to read this a little bit. I think I'm still going to read a little bit of this, and like besides like listening to it, and then it's pretty easy to find like your next chapter in those books. So that's what we're doing for this. It seems like this is a pretty easy read, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So these are the 2 technically ones that I'm on, like listening wise and then like reading wise. I read the first chapter and the first 2 pages of this one. I think I'll definitely get into it. As of right now, I just wasn't really into like what this book is about. I'm really enjoying what this one is, so I think I might keep reading this one. But let me grab the books that are also on this shelf, just to kind of give you an idea and seeing which ones. I'm not really necessarily going in order, just depending on which book I want, but let me show you what they are. The first stack that I have here, which I have The Whisper Man by Alex North. I have to double check on this one because I know there is another book that's affiliated with this one. I'm not sure if it is this one or if it's a different one. But I know if it's this one, I know I've read one of these, but I kind of wanted to get back into this one and the other one. I just cannot remember what the other one is at this moment, but I know there's one that's, I think, affiliated with that one. The next one is All This Time, which is the author of 5 Feet Apart, which I've read 5 Feet Apart. I got this in Once Upon a Book Club's Advent calendar, not this past year, but the year before, because I got the YA box. Next I have You'll Be the Death of Me by Karen McManus. I have not read the first series. I just think one of us is lying. I have it in a diff somewhere, I think on my cart over here. I have not read that either, but so I have this one to read, which I also got at Once Upon a Book Club Advent calendar. And then one series that I have a couple of series on here. One is The Savage Song and Our Dark Duet. I've read these. I really liked it when I first read it. I bought them again to read them again, and I just haven't done that yet. So we have these on here. The next books that we have is American Rose by Catherine McGee. I only have the first and the second one just because I bought this at Half Price Books. And I think there's a third one, which I don't have, which I'll get to that either maybe if I finish these 2 and just add it, or finish the shelf, maybe add that to my list of books that I want. I do have a couple of books that I know for sure that I want to get already in my head. And then I have her other series, which I've read the first 2, but I haven't read the third one, which is the 1000th Floor series, which I've read the 1000th Floor, I've read The Towering Sky, but I have not read The Dazzling Heights. And I remember loving these books, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start from the beginning, just because I like this one. And then like mine signed because I met her. And then I think my American Royals one is signed because, yeah, this is the book event I went to was for this one. So I have those signed, and then I have another book in another series, and then the next book I have is Gods and Monsters, which is the 3rd book in the Serpent and Dove series. I remember liking this first one. I know I was not a fan of the second one, but I kind of remember what happens. If I start to read this and I can't really remember, I might just read synopsis or spoilers of the first two just because I don't have to read them again, because I really didn't want to. I mean, I would want to reread the first one. I remember the second one like not being really into it, so I don't really want to reread that one. The next book I have is The Counselors, which I got at Target. I think I only got it because I heard it was good, and so I just bought it because. And then I have No Exit by Taylor Adams. I tried reading Hairpin Bridge, which I still have that book from like a few videos ago, because I ended up getting the library book after that. And I still have it, and no one's wanted it, so it just keeps renewing. And I kind of like it, but I'm not really into it, so I don't know if it's her writing or just that book. So I do have No Exit, which I've heard this book is good, and I saw the movie, and so I bought the book because of the movie, and I liked it, but we'll see. And then the last book I have is Book of Night by Holly Black. I have had this on my bookshelf for a while. I have read some of it, so I'm on chapter 5, but I most likely will have to reread from the beginning, because honestly I don't remember what it was about or what was happening. I think if I start to remember, I might skip some things, but I don't know. So that is all the books that I have. So we are just going to, I don't even know where, but get into, I think we're just going to read The Crawdad Sings today. And then I will update you on anything that I have. So hello, today is a Sunday. I haven't updated y'all in a couple of days just because I have not been in the mood to film. But I just finished Where the Crawdad Sings, and I really enjoyed this book. I'm about to go ahead and look and see if I can watch the movie. But I really enjoyed it. It took me a little bit longer to read than I wanted to, but I was listening to it more. But I did get a chunk of it done yesterday because I had a drop off and a pickup, so I was in the car a lot yesterday. So I did get a pretty big chunk out. Now I need to figuring out what book I want to pick next. So if I pick one and then just like put this one back, I get The Whisper Man. Now I still need to see if this is the first one, but I'm not sure if that's kind of the book I want to read right now. It's like a thriller. So our next one is All This Time. And then I think I'm going to do You'll Be the Death of Me next. So I'm going to put this back this way so now you can actually see what it is. And I'm going to put these backwards. So I haven't read One of Us Is Lying, but I have read a Karen McGinnis book before. I don't remember which one it was, but I think it was an ARC. Let me see if she has her books in here, like some of them do. Because that's the one I have read, and I actually really like that one, so I think I'm going to go ahead and get into this one next. So hello, editing me here. So from the last few clips that you just saw to the next clips that you're going to be seeing are filmed at least maybe a month or two apart, because I was doing this video and then I ended up being in which I think I'm going to be talking about in one of these clips coming up. I went to a filming slump instead of a reading slump. I wasn't filming really. And so I stopped doing this certain video and I was doing another video that I just uploaded just now, and that should already be up by the time you see this video. So I am restarting doing this shelf thing for a week this week, and so you'll see some differences because I showed you just now all the books that were on the shelf, and then this next clip you're gonna be seeing me kind of rearranging. And then while I was editing this, I forgot that I was reading The Hunting Party on this video, so I totally forgot that was even on that certain shelf. So I might have to add that on there, or I might just end up reading that separately. I'm not sure yet, but I just want to give you that note. So hello, I was planning on doing this video. This is like the third time I'm like trying to film this video, because at first like the clips that you've seen, I was trying to do it as like just a random one vlog, and then I tried doing it as a weekly vlog, and I think that's when my filming slump happened, and so I wasn't filming. But I just, and I think last time I talked, I did pick up You'll Be the Death of Me by Karen McManus. And I just finished it today because I was doing it for a different video that I already have up, which was what I was doing these TBR cards. I read 3 books for that video. And this was the one where choose a book you've started but never, choose a book you started but never finished. And so I finally finished this one. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. It wasn't my favorite, and I think I went into more details in that other video, but long story short, I definitely think just because this is a YA thriller and then I have been reading more adult thrillers that I wasn't a big fan of this. I feel like if I read this as a teenager I would have been, but I'm gonna definitely give this away and put it in my half price books pile to eventually go take a bunch of books to half price books, but I haven't done that yet. So I think for today's Sunday, so I think I'm gonna get back into this vlog and try and read a little bit more because I'm trying to get through the shelf because I really want books, but my boyfriend won't buy me some until I finish the shelf. So we're gonna put this back and see what we want to read next. Now y'all are sitting on books that are on this shelf, so I'm not sure if I want to try and pick something from this or what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to put this back on the shelf because it's going somewhere else, but I am going to put all of these back onto the shelf so we can kind of have an idea what we're working with. So I'm not sure if I want to... I do have Gods and Monsters, which is the 3rd book in the Serpent and Dove series. Now, I love Serpent and Dove, but I remember not liking the 2nd one as much, but I'm not sure if I remember enough to go into the 3rd one. But we're gonna see. That's gonna be a maybe. Or I can start the American Royals. Now that I keep looking at the shelf and I keep wanting to rearrange the books that are on there. So as of right now, I have All This Time, which is another book by the writers of 5 Feet Apart. Now this could be really interesting and easy to read, but I kind of don't want to read this. So I think I'm going to change this out with A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and then the 2nd book, which is A Good Girl's Bad Blood, which I have not read. I've read this one, but I have not read this one, and I have not read the 3rd one. So if I have these on the shelf, then maybe that can be good. And then let's switch some things around here. I think I'm gonna take the Savage Song and Our Dark Duet off because I keep saying I want to reread these, but I haven't, and I'm not even sure if I want to keep these books. So let's see what else we can put in here. I think I'm going to put Rock, Paper, Scissors here because I've heard that's a really good book. And then I've read They Both Die at the End, but I have not read the first To Die at the End. So I think I'm going to put these on the shelf also. And so it looks like I have, which... If I put these on the shelf, then I need to take off another book, which I think I'm going to take The Counselors off and put that down. And then put this in here. Now I just finished 2 thrillers and a fantasy, and I don't know if I want to get into another fantasy, but I don't know if I want to get into something that's going to make me cry like They Both Die at the End. So I think we're going to pick up American Royals by Katharine McGee. I think there's 3 books in this series, and I only have the first 2. And then, I'm not sure if I don't know how I'm going to feel about this book. Even if I don't end up enjoying it, of course I'm going to keep it because it's one signed. I might end up getting rid of the other ones, but I also have The 1000th Floor that I've been wanting to reread because I've read The 1000th Floor and I've read The Towering Sky, but I have not read the 3rd book. So I don't know what if I want to do yet. What is this? Actually, so let's do, what's my phone? Let's do a number generator because I don't know what to read. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we're reading They Both Die at the End. Now this is still in its thing because I got this for Christmas. I have not wanted to take it out. Now I've read They Both Die at the End. So this shouldn't take me very long to read. But I'm also think I'm going to pick something else to have on the side to read while I'm not doing this video. So let me get this out. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with They Both Die at the End. The first time I read this book was through a library book, so it'll be good to actually see if I can actually annotate this one. And we'll see. Hello. Happy end of Monday. I am on page 41 of They Both Die at the End, and I'm currently getting ready for bed. I meant to try and see if there was the audiobook for this, but I ended up starting Funny Story randomly because I found it on Spotify, and I have some, I don't know how many hours honestly that you get on there, but I think I've listened to the first 2 chapters and I am honestly loving it so far. I kind of have a feeling this is going to be my favorite Emily Henry book. So I am currently reading this one now. And I feel like there is an audiobook, but I haven't tried to find it just because the chapters for this book is so short. And I don't really think that I am going to need it. We are on page 41, so we're close. We're almost to halfway to 100 pages, so I feel like I might be able to get through it tonight. This book is shorter, or I think it's about like 300 pages or so, but the chapters are so short. You really can. Usually when I am reading, I try to do like, I read a chapter and then I will get on my phone, or maybe I'll watch either a YouTube video or half a YouTube video and then get into reading another chapter. With this one, I like to read Mateo's and Rufus's chapters and then do something like that. So that way I am at least getting through 2 POVs before getting distracted. But I'm definitely going to keep reading, and I most likely will not see y'all again later. I most likely won't see y'all again tonight, so I'll see y'all in the morning. So I found one of my tripods that has a spot for my phone on it. So that's really exciting. And my book is like, wait, hold on. Okay, so today is Wednesday. It is now about like 8:30 or so. I am now 200 pages into Both Die at the End. I have about like this much left. I'm getting close to the end, but I kind of want to take a break from this one for today because I've been reading the same one for since I got home, so about like 4 hours or so. And this is not part of my bookshelf because this is from the library, but I got the book Songs from the Deep. I can't remember who I saw this from, but I got it from the library, and I also got whatever the second book to Crescent City is. I cannot remember any of the names of them. I just keep remembering Crescent City. And I'm not even sure. I think this is about a siren. And about them killing people. It seems pretty interesting, and it's not that long. So I think I'm going to try and read. I'm going to read this for the rest of the night, and then just get back into They Both Die at the End tomorrow. I'm not sure if I want to go straight into the first. Was it the first? Yeah. The first to die at the end. I want to get into the 1000th floor. I'm not quite sure yet because this one's a lot of, this is like 400 pages or so, but They First Die at the End is definitely longer than this one. But we're gonna see. But I am for sure going to read Songs from the Deep for the rest of the night, or at least see if I like it. If not, I might get into the 1000th floor. I'm not sure yet. I do have an idea for next week that I want to do like a week of thrillers, and I have a thriller on the shelf. Plus I want to, there's a couple of books that I want to read too. I don't know There's a couple of books I want to read that I own, and then there's a book that I kind of want to read that's I don't own. So we're gonna see about that, but that's just my little check-in for today. So hello, happy Sunday. So I did not end up reading a lot this week. I only ended up just doing They Both Die at the End, which I just finished. Today is Sunday. So two of my cousins graduated from high school this week, so that was on Friday, and then Thursday I went over to my aunt's house and my boyfriend made like a balloon arch for them, and then yesterday, which is a really long day that I really didn't read, but I finally finished They Both Die at the End. I don't know why I did this to myself again, because I remember it hurting in 2018 when I first read it, and now I'm just like, yeah, that still hurts. So we have now finished 3 books on this shelf, which, I mean, is not a lot, but I mean, it's better than nothing in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I am definitely going to come back and do another video. I might come back and do another video for this shelf. I'm not sure yet. I might end up just reading some things to myself, and then maybe give y'all an update in like a different video. But I do have a list of video ideas. I'm not sure which one I want to do yet, or kind of do something else. So I was gonna do Stephen King for a week. I was gonna probably reread Red Queen, because I honestly haven't read Broken Throne yet, and I want to get into her new series. Or I have a video day finishing series of books that I haven't finished yet, which honestly are on the shelf, so that would work. And then I have this calendar thing that I got from Once Upon a Book Club when I bought their, I think they do it like a New Year's box every year, and I got the Love Hypothesis, and there's a 2022 reading challenge of 40 books, and I have a couple of them like scratch out, because I like those things, so you get like lottery tickets. So I'm not sure which one I want to do yet, but I hope you like this video, and I'll see you next time.